Mate, what is with all these NRL fantasy podcasts? They all sound the fucking same. Welcome to the echo chamber.
Good evening and welcome to the echo chamber for Monday night recap of an amazing round of rugby league. My name's Bryce and I'll be one of your hosts this evening. Joining me is Scoop. How'd you go this weekend, Scoop?
I went pretty well, Bryce. Just managed to tick over the 1,000 mark, made a few hundred ranks. I think I'm up to 2.8 pace, 2.7. There we go. So heading into Origin pretty decent, but some interesting options opening up at Edge this week.
Yeah, we got a few injuries that we need to talk about. We need to figure out over the weekend. Another host for tonight is Rudely. How was your weekend, mate?
Mate, it's pretty good. Just watching my team completely and utterly fall apart in fantasy. So, living the dream.
I think you're still fairly up there at the rank, though, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. I'm sitting just outside the 1,000 at the moment, but just got to figure out how I'm going to path my way back into it with this issue I'm having in my backline.
Yeah, I can relate, mate. I dropped about 2,000 ranks last week, having to only play 16 since Horse decided that he wasn't going to drink the miracle juice and recover like Wolverine. I ended up only playing 16 because I also can't count Roosters players. They blend in. So
You have 4 of them.
I had 5, and I was meant to trade Watson. So my plan in round 9 was to trade Watson to ICAT. And then, for whatever reason, drunk, I don't know, I just was like, I'll save trades and I'll do it next week. And then I just didn't have enough players. It was just my own fault. I fucked up. And I paid for it. So coming into this week, how many trades do you have, Ridley?
I'd rather not say.
Yeah, right.
I'm down to 17. I've been trading a bit too much. And every time, as I was getting to the point where I was like, I can finally stop trading, is the 2 weeks I've been slammed by fucking 3 injuries each week.
Yeah.
So
And what were your trades last week?
I did Preston, Mamo, and Watson, who
Pretty
were
standard.
all big sales. And I brought in Tarpanay, which was a good buy. Brought in Aaron Clark really late to the party there, which I'm not very happy about. And then I made the mistake of going after KPP.
Ooh.
So we put up a bit of a stinker score last week after having been a keeper edge for the entire season, but hopefully he'll bounce back.
Yeah, I had 19 trades coming into this week. I traded the same 3 out: Preston, Watson, and Mam. I brought in Tarpany, Mr. Kiraz, and LKT. So I'm pretty happy with my trades. If I had have done the extra trade in round 9, I would have been ecstatic because I would have had Katoa's 70 sitting there as well. But it is what it is. Scoops.
Yeah, I'm had a little bit different. I waited a week and I traded Toa out last week, so then Marmo and Preston as well. Late to the party for a lot of them, but did well. Sharp, Clark, and I think you're being a bit harsh on KPP, Ridley. He was on about 3. It seemed about 20 minutes and only about 18 at half time. He did a lot better when the Knights actually were doing some tackling.
I'm sure he's going to be fine, but I'm not liking it that I've got him after he started coming down in score because it just feels like I've done the exact same thing as I've done with Wong.
Just watching
I feel like I feel like I have 2 shit cunts sitting in edge when I have this opportunity of buying Hosking this week, who looks much better.
Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly recap the open league for the old echo chamber. I'll just bring it up real quick. You know that we've got some absolute gun players in this open league, right? So Thames, who's been at the top of the league pretty much from day dot, is currently ranked 2 overall. Right, 2 points behind him, we've got Ollie, who's ranked 3. Like, I don't know. We need to get these guys on the pod and tell us what's going on, right? Because they're absolutely killing it. Geordie, who's our top rank, he's number 5, and he's ranked 28 in the world. But he's 120 points behind these top 2 guys. They're absolutely killing
it. Yeah. Mental. Phil's down there in 12, I see as well, so he's having a good one.
Yeah, Phil. then we got to scroll a bit further and we find a few of the other lads. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's very tight at the top with them two boys. Only 2 points separating for second and third. So I don't actually know what first is on or how far out there in front. But yeah, good to see. Good to see Bill and that doing well. Get into the games. First game was Eels and the Dolphins, 16-20. Scoop, talk us through the Eels, mate. What's going on?
So the problem is the Eels remember how to play for 3 minutes at a time, but they have Alzheimer's, so they forget again for the next 37 minutes.
Goldfish.
So there are a couple of... they're literally the goldfish. But they had some really good attacking plays once in a blue moon. And honestly, Adokar looked really, really good. 59 without a try as a winger is always good. But he was very damaging on that side. Unfortunately, we just couldn't finish it off with Dylan Brown trying to steal the spotlight against the fastest bloke in the game. And costing us a shot right at the end. But I was pretty happy with a couple of individual efforts. But yeah, we're just not playing consistent footy throughout a game, and it is hurting us.
Yeah, just some scores of note here, with Big Kit K getting a 55 and an unreal offload to get that try assist. He done pretty well, even though he didn't get a try assist. Like, he set that shit up. So yeah, pretty unlucky there. People who held Iongi getting some rewards for he's looking like a really good player now that Mitch Moses is back. So Riley Smith, good score. You'll take that out of him. I don't think there's anybody else. Mitch Moses is going to get pretty cheap if he keeps up with these mid-40 scores.
Yeah, there's not too many more Eels that, I mean, you're looking to bring into your team. When there's a team that's 17th, you're either looking for tackle bots like Riley Smith or the cheapies.
Or Hopgood, mate. Hopgood's a great tackle.
He's such a great tackle bot for the time he's on the field. But yeah, something has to be wrong. 40 minutes, and that's following 37, 36, and 45.
I think rumours are he's got us all back, right?
Yeah, I don't know how true that is, or whether we all just thought, oh, it has to be back, and that just spread everywhere.
Yeah.
But like, it has to be something, right? Because probably a month into the season, we're like, oh, well, Hopgood's great, but is he going to play Origin this year? Is he going to get the minute? And it's not even a question now. There's no chance.
Yeah. Watching Mitch Moses and see what's happening with that, because base was there. He had 40 odd 5 points in base, so he done really well. Just didn't work out for him on attacking stats or anything like that. So Mitch with his normal 600 kick meters doing really well. Watch that space. He might be someone to pick up later in the year. We all know how good he can be. Dolphins team, Herbie was a 70. We just had a quick chat before. Herbie was not looking that fantastic until he did a little bit of Herbie magic.
Oh, he was on for a fine score. I think he was with a TA. He was going to be getting close to 50, and then he got that 60-meter run with Riley Smith and Moses forgetting how to tackle.
Yeah,
and just letting him run on straight through. You got to think that Herbie's going to have to come back down to earth at some point, but he's still probably going to be an elite center option. I think the question really comes down to is, do you want to buy someone that plays center in the center position, or do you want to wait and get someone like Dylan Lucas, Furmore once Origin's over, or even the possibility that Aitken might be getting the center duel?
You'll have to wait and see on the Aiken thing, right?
You will, and unless you're really
happens.
trying to get a center right this week, which Farmworth is probably the best, but I'm assuming everyone should have Lucas by now already. There's that option, or you can do which is my long-term plan, is putting Karaz in the centers with Lucas, which I kind of like a little bit more. But I don't know. I don't think you're going to go too wrong if you buy Fernworth, but you're paying a lot of money for it.
He's expensive right now, and he's break even 60. He's got to keep pumping out these big scores, and I think at some point his money's going to come down a little bit. He will have a lower game because while Dolphins are scoring, I don't think they're the greatest team in the world.
And I always have a general rule: I don't like to buy centers that cost 700k, who aren't edges. So it's each of their own. It's maybe a bit down to wrist, what wrist tolerance you have.
Yeah, well, he's 750 now too, so he's well
Yeah.
and truly over that 700k mark.
He's more expensive than Lucas, and
Yep.
I would put good money that Lucas will outscore Farnworth for the rest of the season.
One player I am super excited about is Isaiah Katoa. He is someone that I am considering buying this week. I just think he's growing as a player, and I've said that a few weeks now. And I had a wish I just pulled the trigger in round 9. I really kicked myself. But he did nothing but kick the ball and tackle, and he got 70.
I would say the one thing, at least from when I watched this game, there wasn't the ball was in play a lot. Like this was a very active game. I think that's in part why you've seen Katoa do so well, especially when the Finns completed such a high rate. I think they completed 95% from memory. So they're getting to their kicks a lot, which is obviously going to benefit Katoa in gaining the kick leaders.
I
So I
don't
don't know if that's going to be
I don't expect
maintainable.
him to have 60 in base every week. So
No,
that's
I'm not-
completely unacceptable. But like, he is their 7. He is gonna get attacking stats, even though he didn't get any last week.
and he's going to kick because the guy who's next to him doesn't know to fucking kick more than 10 meters.
Scoop, you reckon he's a keeper in the half position, mate?
Yeah, I do. It's very interesting watching ICAT this year because, to be honest, him and Galvin are outshining the career trajectory of like Sam Walker and stuff. And to be honest, like they're hyped up, but they've done so consistent rather than tantalizing everybody that they're not even that talked about. I think he's a fantastic player, and the only thing putting me off buying him is, well, I already have 2 halves for round 12, or even if I put Sharp up there for some reason. But he's just an improvement on pretty much anybody else you could put there for that round 12 as your second half.
Yeah. So I at the moment I'd be running, if my trades go ahead this week, it'd be Fogarty and Sava from the Roosters, and I just think bringing in Katoa will really just shore that position up. Like I'm then running Fogarty and Katoa round 12. Like that's guaranteed 100 points between my halves.
I would just raise, really, you're spending a lot of money for Katoa to outscore Savala. So
Yeah,
really,
but
if you just look
so
at round 12,
I'd never have to trade Katoa back out.
yeah, you wouldn't, but you own Savala already, is what I'm suggesting. I
Yeah.
personally think Katoa is probably going to be a 50 to 52 average in the halves. I know he's put up a couple good scores, but that's generally really where he sits. And if you're just looking around 12, you're spending a lot of money to get a better score in round 12. I know you'll be a keeper going on, but Savala, I think it would be, I think it'd be fair to say you're going to expect about a 40 from him.
Yeah.
Say Katoa gets 50, 55, you're getting 15 more points for another trade, a lot of money. And the thing is, Dolphins are versing the Dogs in round 12, who I think we can all agree are a pretty good team. We could put a lot of pressure on the kicker
Yeah.
and really smother them.
And injure
I
them.
think there's a real, and injure them. Like Dogs are real specialists at injuring the opposition, the Dogs. But I think that you're paying a lot of money for what might not actually be that much more points in round 12. Like, yeah, is Katoa a keeper for the whole season? Probably. I think he is, but I think there's better keepers out there who are going to be scoring a little bit more each week, whether it only be by a couple points.
Yeah.
I'm just not convinced Katoa is the go, to be honest.
That's fair. That's fair. As I said, I got a few days to make my mind up with what I want to do. The other option for me is to bring in Jaden Campbell just to shore up this week, and then go from round 13 with him, because
Yeah,
I got plenty of money in the bank.
I'm sure we'll talk about Campbell shortly, but I'm more confident that Campbell will average higher than Katoa will, and he plays wing fullback.
Is there anybody else in the Dolphins that you just want to mention and talk about before we move on to the next game? No,
Not even a little
Not
bit.
really.
no one's really that relevant. So the next game is the choke of the round. With
There was a few chokes of the round, man. I don't know if this was the worst one.
Mate, this was pretty bad. Knights
This
Titans.
was atrocious, but did you?
Look,
yeah,
the reason I think this is the choker of the round is because of how bad the Titans have been playing and how bad they played this game. It wasn't like they played well in this game. So we'll just go through some scores. If you didn't know, the Knights were leading like 20-4 at halftime, and they just fell
leading
apart.
20-0.
20-0 at halftime, yep. And they just
halftime, but they're leading 20-0 at one point. Then I think Titans scored right before halftime.
It was just terrible.
How do you let in 24 unanswered points? I don't know. And I'm sure I'm going to ask the Raiders how they let in 32 unanswered points.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, we'll get to that. So Dylan Lucas, 69. If you don't have him, you need to get him in. He is literally your keeper center for the rest of the year. He's absolutely going to kill it. Jacob Saifidi. Let's have a chat. I'm bringing Jacob in this week. Are you bringing him in, Scoop?
I would pretty much that. So I'm tossing up between buying him and Tarpanay.
Yeah.
But
you can't get both?
It's very interesting. I bought Aaron Clark, and I don't know if I can run the right amount of mid. I still have Horse, you see. There's a very strong chance that Horse goes to Origin, and I do need one of those two. So it's a matter of, do I commit and just sell him even if he's around to those two or something like that? Because, yeah. But, see, he played so well that you can see that he's going to score 50 plus in round 12 now with what's his face. Is Leah Thompson supposed to have concussion just for the week, or
just 1 week? Just 1 week.
Well next week. Yeah, so he'll do well next week, but he'll be back. Leah Thompson will be back. I don't think it's really going to affect him. I think Jacob Savia is probably going to sit around the 50-minute mark, give or take 5 each way based on the game. I think his PPM was definitely inflated this game. I'm really expecting about a 40. I think this is definitely a ceiling game for him. But the thing is, he plays so much of Origin, of the Origin games. You're gonna be absolutely laughing. He's just someone you can chuck in there for the big buy rounds when you absolutely have to field a mids. Otherwise, you're hiding him in your interchange and emergencies in the other weeks. I think he's a good go. I wanted to buy him last week, and everyone called me fucking mad and told me I'm an idiot, and that's the worst trade I've ever seen. So I backed out of it by peer pressure.
Yeah, no, I was keen on Saifidi last week, man. I just couldn't make it happen because I didn't have enough slots.
You literally typed under my trades, that's the worst trade I've ever seen.
That wasn't because of Saifidi, though.
That's just a Jazzy boy.
Yeah, that's because you brought in fucking Jazz, and we'll get to him soon. But I think Saifidi is a roaring buy. His break even is 34. He's gonna just make you money and potentially
make as much money is. I think he's. Oh, the 60s definitely helps, to be honest. But I think he's going to put up a couple of 30s while we hold him.
So if he keeps up pumping 50s, right?
He's not going to keep up pumping 50s. He doesn't do that.
Well, he will this week.
Oh, he'll probably put up a good score this week, but again.
So you got to remember, he's got a 16 and a 1 in his current 5-game average, right?
Yeah.
Once he gets rid of them, if he pumps out 50s, he makes 135k in the next 3 rounds.
I think you're really getting the different issue is that he's not going to pump out 50s. He might pump out one more 50. He might.
But even in 47, he got good minutes, man. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think when you buy him, you got to be prepared. There will be a 30 coming at some point because that is very much in his game.
Yeah, maybe maybe round 15 or 16 or something like that. I think he's made his money by then. And the fact he doesn't have a buy till the next major buy is also huge, right?
The last major buy, yeah. That's the main reason to buy him is because he'll just get you through the period and you'll move him on once you've got him. But I really think you only have to play him a couple of times during Origin, the whole Origin period, which is really the good part.
Yeah.
I think you just get him and he solves a lot of issues for most people's teams.
Fletcher Sharp.
He's finding a way to score, doesn't he?
Is he still a buy?
I didn't think he was a buy last week, so what do I know?
So he's great and his coverage is great, but he's put himself up to a price now that if you wait one singular more week, he's more expensive than James Tedesco, and I know who I'd prefer if both are available in round 12.
He is averaging basically a try game, So a try is part of his base.
Fuck up.
I don't know, man. I don't think I can afford 713 for a
Oh, if,
Knights player. That's not Dylan Lucas.
See, the thing is, he needs those attacking stats because he's averaging basically nothing in kicking
Yeah.
and no goal kicking. So you're only getting the running, the tackling, and whatever crazy attacking stats he puts up.
And he didn't have massive running meters last week. 94 run meter. No, 50. Yeah, 94 run meters last week.
Yeah. 3 offloads was nice, but I mean, if he doesn't offload and he goes back to his career or this year's average of like just over 1, well, that's a 50 with a try.
Yeah.
So I love Fletcher Sharp and I love owning him, but he's getting to a price where I'd much prefer like Tedesco.
Yeah. I've seen B put up his backline and he's got Drinkwater, Kiraz, and Sharp, and they're all 713k.
It's a sign
Yeah.
of something. I hope it's good.
I'm sure we'll talk about Drinkwater soon, but he's very much I'm considering, even though he doesn't play around 12. Given the loss to Marzu, which I'm sure we're going to discuss now.
Yeah.
Marzu
trade out for 4 to 6 weeks injured.
Yeah, has to go.
Easily. Yep.
Sad. He made your money though. He did his thing.
Yeah, he was good.
It's
You know
just
what was really funny though? You know what was really funny? It was basically he was the anti-Garrick. He did really well in the weeks that Garrick didn't do so great, and then Garrick flogged him in the other weeks, and they both ended up around the 50 average until this point in the year. So
Yeah.
I'll take that.
And they were both the same price too when they started.
Oh, wasn't Marzu cheaper?
A little bit. Oh, actually, no, a fair bit. So actually, yeah, I don't mind that. Marzu did well.
Yeah. Fuck Garrick owners.
Dude, we're going to get 100 this week. You better fucking represent. Okay.
You're going to get a HIA is what you're going to get.
Nah, dude. Stop it. You just don't even put that out in the world. Anything else from the Knights players? I don't think so. KPP, 45, just base. Nice, man. I'd take that.
I just want to say one thing to Jay-Z if he's listening. Gagai is not a fucking buy yet. He put out 33 and he's averaging 39. He's disgusting. Don't buy a fucking center. And there's a lot of edges playing center. I don't know what the fuck is this promo about.
It's interesting, right?
There's no point to buy centers this year when we have so many edges playing center.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's not a buy.
If the Knights had looked good last week for 80 minutes instead of 30 minutes, we could be having a different conversation. But yeah, if the Knights are genuinely just not good, there's only going to be a few players who benefit.
They've been woeful in attack for the last 2 months.
Yep.
Like you'd have to see something really magical start to happen, and you'd imagine the first one that would benefit from that change would be Ponga, who is the same price as Gagai, and has the better pedigree. I know he's in a different position, but I think if you're going to be buying a Knights player because you're expecting the attack to get better, you'd be buying Ponga, not Gagai.
With his 22 last week, like.
I'm not saying he's a buy either. I'm saying they're both in a team that can't fucking attack.
I wouldn't be touching Ponga. He's about to go to Origin, and
is he? I don't think he makes it to
Yeah,
Origin.
he will win. He will. We got no one else, man. It's like him or a 40-year-old monster. Like
Munster won't go to fullback. Surely not.
So, I mean, the other option is Hammer, right?
No. It's Val Holmes to fullback and Bo Fermor to centre. Easy.
Yeah.
Fucking put Bo in fullback. I'd love to see that.
Mate, it's either Hammer or it's Ponga. That's our options this year.
I think it'll be Hammer.
Wait and see.
I'd pick Hammer over Ponga.
So, at what point do we buy Ponga? Because he is getting cheap.
If he's not in Origin, I'd be tempted if he actually put out a couple good scores.
But he hasn't, man.
One score.
He hasn't.
He put up a good score last week, and then a lot of people went, "Ponga's back. It's time to go," and they've now been stuck with him. Like, I think you need to see a couple good scores. Even if it means he gets a couple of price rises before you jump on.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see something a little more consistent because that's the one thing Ponga hasn't been this year. And I think a lot of it is the rumor is that he's got a rib cartilage injury from when he got flattened out earlier in the year, which is why we've seen such a drop in form. So if that's the case, it's going to be hard to buy him at any point this year because those things just don't really go away until season's over.
Yeah. Right, I think that's enough about Knights players.
They suck.
The reason we're talking so much about Knights players is they got pretty good buy coverage. Like, there are very relevant ones, and they got some pretty good coverage. So, going down to the Titans, who managed to find some rugby league in about 20 minutes of their game. Tino with a 73, absolutely fucking led from the front. King. Sami did a Sami game where he absolutely dominated that edge. He was against Bradman Best.
Yeah, and Marzi, wasn't
Yeah, just absolutely ripped him to shreds.
he?
Brian
Marzi had a stinker of a game.
Brian Kelly did really well on the other side as well. So,
Yeah. Fantasy legend Brian Kelly, 5 offloads.
yeah, bro. AJ Brimson, 64. How the fuck that motherfucker keeps scoring tries and getting bailed out is beyond me. If you've held him, well done.
He's like a worse version of Sharp, hey?
Yeah, he's 6% owned, so thank fuck not too many people have him.
Do you think that AJ will go to fullback when Fowen's back?
He's too expensive now, even if he does.
Yeah, less of a fantasy, but more just an honest footy question. Do you reckon he does?
Maybe. The Groot's pretty trash.
It's just pretty trash, I'll give you that. Actually, I thought he actually played pretty decent in this game, I must say. He hasn't been great, but I thought he was actually pretty decent in this game.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Jaden Campbell with a 63, just doing Jaden Campbell things. He's got to be a buy. You just got to mind that round 12 buy of his.
He doesn't play two of the major
Yeah,
buys.
he's
It's a bit annoying.
a bit rough. Bo had a bit of a down game. He didn't get his try. His base was a bit low. That's about it. I guess we got to give old AKP a bit of a mention. You want to talk about his game?
Anti-fantasy buy of the year. I'm at the point of the year where all of my anti-fantasy players have lost 200k and are now becoming cash cows. But yeah, what was up with wingers this round, man? 61 with no tries from somebody who's a dreadful fantasy scorer after, 13 with a try last week?
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. He had 2 line breaks, 2 try assists. He just a few offloads. He had tackle breaks, 150 meters. He just was everywhere. So yeah, pretty crazy. I don't think there's anything else in the Titans.
Only thing to really say is Titans for the top 8.
Mate, I think Titans still finish bottom 4. Just the Knights was so bad, man.
No, the Titans look awful.
They lose Tino now. Like, yeah, they're in.
I don't understand how they have a forward pack that good and still be ass.
Yeah.
Anyway, next game.
Next game on the second game on Friday night. Another big upset. The Rabbitohs and the Broncos. I got some views about the Rabbitohs, so we'll talk about them second. Let's go through the Broncos team. Payne Haas doing his thing. 70 and 62 minutes. I put the captain on him. Extremely happy with what I got out of Payne. Just so rock solid. Brendan Piakora. Now, what has happened to this bloke?
Cash out of the year.
What has happened to Brendan Piakora, man? Whatever magic dust or juice that Maguire sprinkled on Shibasaki at the start of the year, he's now sprinkled on Brendan Piakora.
Oh, are you going in on him?
Mate, 50 and a 62. His break even's minus 15 this week.
Honestly,
he's a buy, man. He's a buy, man.
Anyone out buying him.
He's a buy.
I'm just not going to be buying him.
I don't need
more cash.
Yeah, I don't need a cash down either. But
I don't need more cash. It's a simple thing. We've got more money in our team than we had last year, and we're only halfway through.
Yeah, if
you're
you've...
gonna
Yeah, go, mate.
Oh, we've already got Jacob Safidi, who's a cash cow. Most of us are still rocking LKT and and Tavalo's cashies as well, sitting in our emergencies. I just don't think we need more cash cows. And like, if you don't have one of those guys for whatever reason, and you want to take a punt on Brendan Piacora, I I can't tell you not to when he's a negative 15 BE.
And
It's
next,
not like the Broncos have a bad lineup either. St. George next week, bye, then
Yeah.
Manly and Gold Coast.
then a bye. Yeah, like, so that is the down point. He does miss it to the next 5. But if you're covered already over that sort of period, and you're just looking for a cash out to get some money in, I think that's the play, man.
I don't
So,
hate it.
if you had neither of Piakura and King Tonga,
Yeah.
Piakura's about 40k more. Who would you go?
Piacora.
Yep, I reckon I would too.
He's
Just
got.
because
He's an edge, man.
Piacora's, yeah, that position allows for a greater base
Yeah.
than a half who doesn't kick.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And his last 2 games has been pretty base. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
No attack stats.
Yeah, where's his base come from? He's had 42 in base.
Yeah. It's not like it's, as I said, it's the Shibasaki fucking magic juice.
I think it's just Madge is actually a good coach.
Yeah.
So I think it's literally that simple.
Crazy, man. Can't believe the Tigers lose. Anyway.
And I think the fact that, we had poor Piacura having to fight for his spot first,
That's true. So
I think that's also helped.
does he go back to being a bench warmer, like when, or like sharing that spot when Olmate's back?
I don't think Piacura would hold the 80-minute spot, given what we've seen so far this year.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long is he out? What's his fucking name again?
Jeffsky.
Gurjevsky.
How can you forget him? How can you forget the greatest fantasy buy of all time?
Because I was too busy looking into his eyes, mate. I forgot everything.
Right.
Round 14. So you at least get a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's worth it, man. I think it's worth it.
Around 11, then 12. He's on bye round 12. He's only 2 games. He said 14, right?
Yeah,
Only 2
but then he
games.
still plays. It's not like he's getting dropped.
It's not like he's getting dropped, but if he goes down to if the thing is, do you feel confident that he's going to hold the edge spot over Gozzy?
Yeah. I think Gozzy will come
You
back
think
onto the
Gozzy will go to
bench.
the bench?
Yeah, and if he gets 40s, if he averages 40s over the next 3 weeks, he makes 150k. So in his next 3 games, he averages 40, which is, what's your favourite saying?
Any fucking shit cunt can score 40 on
In 80 on edge, right? So if he averages
the
40,
only thing is, he is a shit cunt who can put up a 20 without fucking warning.
yeah, but he hasn't played. Yeah, I don't know, man. I got a feeling.
The secret is that he's replaced Gozzy, who's taken that blow for him.
Yeah,
it's like a glitch in that Broncos spot, so it works out.
Yeah, it's
reverse
matrix.
I don't think I'd talk anyone out of him, but man, I'd be concerned.
I think he's a buy.
But, yeah, I think he is probably
Bad
as
boy.
well, but I don't think I'd want him in my team. Is the honest answer.
I don't think there's anybody else in the Broncos team to really talk about. Hunt being gone, Mam comes in next week. Just it is what it is.
Yeah, he's priced at 33. He's probably going to average about that. Like, I don't really think there's that much value in him, is there?
No, there's not.
It's like he's a man who could put up a fucking 6 in 80 minutes with 9 missed tackles.
Yes, it is. So, let's go across to South Sydney. Before I get to Latrell and get triggered, let's talk about the Rabbitohs. Ewan Aiken. Pumped out a 60. Did base 60. The guy's a fucking machine, right? If he gets that center duel, he's coming in. It is Lucas and Ewan Aiken.
So he's played 3 games this year at centre. So my understanding is that means he should get the duel, but I'm just not certain that will happen, just because he won't be named to play centre the week that the duel will be coming out.
Okay, so what about this? He's just under 600k. Go, Scoop.
The thing is, I think you're right in the fact that they might not give it to him because he'll be named at second row. But the thing is, if they have any sense at all, they'll remember that he's basically just a permanent centre edge duel. This is what he's built for. This is the reason duels exist for
Yeah.
guys like him, for guys like Beau Fermor. Like, why he needs it.
Yeah. He should just have it at the start of the year.
Yeah. So, I guess the question comes: when is the next DPP update? Do you know?
12.
14.
Oh, is it 14? They
Is
moved it? I thought it was
Actually,
after
I
round
don't know.
12. I thought it was after round 12.
I will look that up now as you keep going.
So-
the question comes: would you be minded to run the gauntlet and buy him this week?
Yes. Because, and this is my point, Ewan Aiken, 80-minute edge, is still a keeper on the edge position.
Oh, I don't know about keeper on the edge position, but he's value. He's got value here for sure.
I think he's a 57 keeper, man.
You reckon he averages 57
On the edge, yeah.
on the edge?
Yeah.
Let me
He does,
double
man.
check that, because I've got 54,
Well,
which is 10
pretty
points of value
close, yeah,
as a keeper, so I'll take that.
pretty close, man. Like,
I thought it was less, to be honest. I thought it was
no,
low,
he is gun on the edge.
He
And
averaged like 53 last year, and he hurt himself in the last game 5 minutes in.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think he's.
I've got 56.5 from last year over 70 minutes, so I take it back. I think I'm tempted now. That's
Well, problem
can't
is
do it
he
this
doesn't.
week anyway.
Yeah, problem is he doesn't play, right? So,
He doesn't play around 12. Yeah, I
Yeah.
reckon you just wait
We
till
just-
13, wouldn't you?
yeah, you got to just take that 30k price raise. His break even's still 54. It's not low.
His break even's 37, mate.
Is it? Was it 54 last
Yeah.
week? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
so
54
it-
last week.
Like, yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna make a
so
bit of money, but like,
I did check. It is round 14, but I mean,
Okay.
you have to own him before round 14, I reckon, because at that point he's going to be pretty much priced.
he'll be 650 by then.
Yeah. I don't know, something to think about.
They can talk about this more on tomorrow's fucking podcast with the TLT.
Would you
yeah.
prefer Lucas and Aiken as your centers then? If
Yeah,
if he gets it,
100%.
just get him,
100%.
that's it.
Yeah. Set, forget,
'Cause I
done.
think he's probably a bit more consistent than Beau Fermor. That's the one thing I don't like about Beau.
Bo's got
He's
a higher ceiling.
A higher ceiling, but a lower floor.
Yep. If you're a head-to-head player, you probably take Beau Fermor because he's going to win you them head-to-heads a bit better. Keon, coal on my tongue in. 73 minutes at prop, mate. What a fucking god amongst men.
Is that sustainable?
Probably not, because they're going to get people come back, right?
Yeah, that's my.
I don't think it's sustainable, but I think he will still get big minutes in the middle. And look, I know he's historically not a brilliant. Well, actually, he's only had the one other game properly at prop, and funnily enough, that was also 73 minutes, and he didn't score that well. But middle is kind of middle, and it's not going to make a monstrous difference if he's playing up the guts for big minutes a game. What's he at now? 633. So, yeah.
I don't think there's much reason to go in on this, to be honest. Here, like, and again, if you're going to buy him, you buy him around 13 after the Bunnies buy is done.
Yeah. And
But
you can afford to.
I just don't think he holds the mins, unfortunately. I think that's at least my gut feeling.
Yeah. He does need big minutes, though, because his PPM's only 0.8. Yeah.
And like he's pretty much priced at 47, so he's almost at 50 anyway.
Yeah, but he averages 50, 56, 57 in the middle when he gets the big minutes.
I think you're including that 100 game where he got 2 tries.
Yeah, but
which helped strongly inflate it, because the sample size isn't exactly large.
Well, alright, Bluger. Fucking, you just can't exclude things because you've won it, mate.
Well, I can exclude the fucking outlier game where he's got 2 tries and outscored his next highest game by 30 points exactly. I think I will.
Right, so I want to just have a quick rant about Latrell in this game. He kicks an amazing field goal, right, to win the game. The game's over. Broncos can't win. He takes a knee, right? If Billy Walters absolutely belts him because he takes a knee, what happens? The world's up in hands. Oh, you can't do that. Just bad sportsmanship, blah, 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 blah. Because Billy Walters walks in there and puts a hand on him, he dives in for a try. I think it's such a bad look. I think it's a terrible fucking decision by Latrell to do that.
I'm a bit on the fence here. I agree with you. I think what Latrell did is a bit just. I want to say it's shitty, but it's just it's a little bit unsportsmanlike, which is what it is. But at the same time, Walters shouldn't have walked over. He should have actually put a little bit of a jog in and just shut it down by touching him. That's all he had to do was just get there and touch him, and the cunt barely moved.
I don't know,
Like
man.
like
He took
I
a knee.
Somewhere
with you.
between Walsh getting ruined by Tarpanay and what Walters did. Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think this is a bit similar. I was having a chat with B about this. I think this is a bit similar to a couple of years back when Manu grabbed the ball against, I think it was the Dragons.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
And he started limping, so
Yep.
all the defensive line were like, "Oh, we're not going to hit the injured boy," so
Yep.
they all slowed down.
Yep.
And then Manu picks up and runs straight through them.
Yep.
I find that similar to this, but I think that's a more egregious act.
Yep.
I think this one, I think it's grubby. I think it's unsportsman. I don't think it's as bad as what Manu did.
I can tell you
And
what's going to happen next time he does this, though.
Oh.
His head's going to come off his shoulders.
Oh, and fucking, you know what? I don't mind it. If Latrell wants to get fucking hit every time he takes a knee, fucking good on him. Listen, I would pay to see him get smashed anyway. So it all works out.
Like,
But,
it'd be my bench forward or something, and I'd just be like, go for it, bro.
my Tarpany will take Latrell's head off the next time he tries it. Tarpany
Yeah.
won't have none of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it was really bad, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was just...
I'm with you.
The game had extenuating circumstances which made it not as bad as it feels what it probably should have been. And so it's not being... Well, it's being talked about, but like if it had been they were 2 points down and you did that, we would not be hearing anything else.
And I think that's what leaves me with such a bad taste, Scoop, is that he'd already done such an amazing field goal to win the game. He did not need to do that for whatever reason, right? He did not need to do that. The game was done. He'd already won the game on his back. It was just bad. It was just bad.
I think it's unsportsmanlike, but I also think that a lot of blame falls with Walters for not fucking moving.
Yeah, I mean, next time they're just going to destroy somebody, bro. And I don't blame them. Like,
well, he doesn't need to destroy him. He literally just needs to move up and touch him. That's all he had to do, and Walters did not move.
Fuck that. Next time it is full fucking elbow straight to the jaw. Go to sleep. But yeah, Broncos were bad in this game. As a team.
I actually didn't watch this game. I generally try to avoid watching Broncos games at the moment because I don't want to watch Hearts play.
Yeah, a bit of PTSD. Ben Hunt, terrible, man. He had the worst game I've watched him play in fucking forever. Disjointed, out of position, missing his passes. Just was not a good game for Benny Hunt. And then he got injured, I think.
Yeah, he's out.
It's going to be man straight back in.
I'm curious to see where Benny Hunt comes back.
9.
If he plays 80 minutes at 9...
He won't play 80 minutes, bro. He's fucking 50.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be Corey Pakes and Hunt. Walters will get sent to the bin.
Play close to it, though, won't he?
No.
He'll play pretty decent mins.
Corey Pakes is a machine, dude.
He'll play, like... Oh, I want to say the majority, but yeah.
He'll play 60 minutes.
So he's going to play middle. He's not going to play all his minutes at hooker.
I think if he comes back at 9, I think he's a buy.
If you watch, because Maguire's been watching what they've been doing in the Queensland team so effectively, and that is, Hunt starts or Grant starts or whatever, then one comes off, has a bit of a break, and then they're both on the field at the same time. I think you'll find the same thing with Corey Pakes and Ben Hunt.
I think he'll be a buy. I think what Hunt will be is that one of the players you buy to be your backup, like they'll send you emergency, but for when you have buys and injuries. Because he's priced at 32. When he comes back, I reckon it's not hard to imagine him averaging mid-40s.
I think he's just going to be a min-range shitter, bro.
Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty tempted. I think I might pick him up when he comes back.
That's if you have trades left.
Fuck you.
Yeah, no, we'll see. Anything else in that game?
Hubner's a shit cunt.
Bro, he did fine. His number's green, right?
No, he's a shit cunt.
Oh,
His number's not green. He lost 6K.
White. It's white. Like, it's fine, man. He's fine.
No, he's gone from my team. I think he's a bit done. The minute he seems to be fighting for minutes, and his PPM's never been great. I think if you've had him, you've made enough money. You can just move him on now.
Yeah,
Call it a day.
probably fair. He is a sell this week if you've got no one else.
Who's interested in watching Humphreys fall down back to being a basement buy and then buying him again?
Nah, he's gonna bounce. He's bouncing back this game, mate. Humphreys is gonna.
Oh, he'll
come
do a lot better, but he's not going to be a 70 guy now. Not with Latrell taking a lot of the playmaking, a lot of the kicking, and the goals.
Yeah,
But
that's okay. We
Origin.
just gotta wait a week till Latrell gets injured or does something stupid.
Oh, suspended.
Yeah,
He'll be suspended again.
Yeah. Moving on to the next game after that was, as you're saying, the Raiders choking after leading the Bulldogs. I mean, the Bulldogs played pretty well the second half in this game.
Man, I'm a Bulldogs hater, but man, I wish my club could play with as much fucking energy and commitment as the Bulldogs play with.
Yeah.
Like, fuck me, man.
They scored well in NRL without scoring well in fantasy this week. That's what I'll say about the Bulldogs.
It was supposed they only played for 40 minutes, but apparently that was enough to blow the Raiders off the park.
Raiders played bad for 40 minutes too. So
They played not great.
We'll just go through the team, the scores real quick. Tarpany, 72. Gun middle for your bye period. Bring him in. You may not play 12, but you need him for the rest of the time. Hudson Young is...
Oh, why won't he play 12?
He's got a bye, doesn't he? Oh, no.
No, they play
he plays 12.
No, he's 13. Oh, no. 15 he's
15.
out. 15 he's out.
Yeah.
Bring him in. You'll need a plan for 15, but he plays the rest. He's really good.
Are you sure? I think it's...
Yeah, it's 15.
He plays 12 and 18.
Yep.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Yep, 15 he's out. Hudson Young, another really good score, but that's just cemented his spot in the State of Origin team for me.
Yeah. I think he's got Origin as well.
Zach Hosking, bye this week, with news that Matty Nicholson's got a broken ankle, won't be back for 10 weeks. So that gives him 10 weeks to really lock down his spot. He'll get big minutes. Even when he was coming off the bench, he was scoring amazing, or, the game in the prop he played this week. So
yeah, Hosking is one of the players that most of us have already got the edge spots already tidied up for the Origin period. Hosking is one of those players you buy anyway because he's going to score that well and make 100k.
Yeah.
You can't miss him. You have to be on Zach Hosking. I think we all learned that if you weren't on him to start the season, how good this man is.
Yeah, when he starts, he scores amazing. Just get on him. He's going to start.
Yeah. At the end of the 6 to 10 weeks, if his price doesn't have a 7 in front of it, it'll have an 8 in front of it instead.
Yeah. Gun. I may bring in Hosking this week. We'll see what happens. Another bloke I'm really keen on is Jamal Fogarty this week. Another just a really good score from Jamal. 57, doing what he does. Mr. Starling. 80 minutes. And that, I think Owen Paddy did get on the field though, didn't he?
I think
he did.
Came on at 7 minutes.
Yeah. So...
Did he come on for Horse or something?
Well, Horse was suspended, bro. He got suspended for his HIA.
I think it's also had something to do with the injuries that happened
to
the
Raiders.
Because Nicholson went down.
Nicholson went down.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't Horse, it was Nicholson, yeah.
Well, Nicholson played 79 minutes. Was in... I don't know, bro.
It's a bit... I don't know. It's odd. I don't think Starling...
Let me have a look at the actual...
He came on for Sasagi.
Okay.
And then Sasagi came back with a knuckles.
Nicholson went on into the middle at one point before he got injured. Sasagi came on at the edge.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a bit weird. I don't know what Raiders were doing in the second half. I think they were a bit panicking, trying to stop the bleeding of Trizor coming in from the Dogs.
But once again, Starling, when he plays 80, he's a fucking gun. Like,
yeah.
Just wish that Ricky would do it and just let us have him. You know what I mean?
Also, just real quickly, fuck the bunkers sucked in this game. How the fuck did they take that try off Starling?
Imagine if he got that, his score would have been fucking astronomical.
Oh, like the guy, like the bunkers showed Saluka Fafita, who'd allegedly tackled Starling, or he dropped the ball on and then Starling picked it up. And they said Saluka Fafita had tackled him by putting his hand on him. And when they said that, Saluka Fafita can see both his hands on the fucking ground. I don't know what the bunker was thinking this game. So
So-
the refereeing in this match was atrocious.
Yeah, it's just Salika Fafita, speaking of which, 18 minutes, 0 fantasy points. Get him in.
Deserved.
Yeah. Don't think there's anybody really else to talk about. Definitely.
Savage doing his best AKP impression.
Who?
Savage doing his best AKP
Oh,
impression. 12 with a try.
12 with a
7
try.
errors. 7 errors.
Plus a missed tackle. All the negatives. He's fucking collecting them like Pokemon. Tamale 24. What are we doing? Holding, sticking, twisting?
Holding. It's actually a little bit surprising that he did so poor, considering he got 100 meters and 7 tackle breaks, but there was just nothing else happening.
He got a few. He had a few negatives there too. So 6 or 7 in the negatives. So probably closer to a 30 base game.
If Tedesco isn't named, if Tedesco isn't named in Origin and is available for round 12, solid chance that Tamale goes to him.
Yeah, it's a decent shout, man. Decent shout. Bulldogs. The week you asking me who to buy for a hooker, and I tell you don't buy Reed Marnie because he's shit. Comes out and gets you 50, mate.
I know. I was watching that, thinking about what could have been.
Could have been.
All these 80-minute hookers out of nowhere. Hey, Starling 80, Marnie 80, Riley Smith 80.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Just for a bit of context here on Reed, he put up fucking 60 tackles.
Missed 5.
He's not. Yeah. Well, you
And an
can
error.
miss as many as you fucking want when you make 60 tackles. To be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He's just not doing that every week.
Max King 60 with a try. I don't think he's like. What are your thoughts on Max King? I don't think
he's too far. He's not. He could score you 44 in round 12, and you would not be surprised in the slightest. I'm not paying 700k for that.
Yeah. He was really consistent though. The start of the year, I don't know.
I'm just realizing there might be. Who is going to play lock for the next 10 weeks?
At the where?
At the Dogs. Salmon's gone for 10 weeks.
The week got a dog.
Curran back?
He's got another week. I think he's back soon. One more. He had 3. He had 3 weeks suspension.
Would Cohen go into lock, you'd imagine?
Possibly.
Surely.
But they've got look, mate. They got Curtis Morin. They've got fucking Kurt Mann. They got Harry Hayes who can play lock. They got heaps of locks, man.
I'm just saying that there's got to be some value here. There's got to be some value here with Salmon going down for 10 weeks.
Yeah, Kurt Mann
They
started.
just all absorb each other. I think they just all absorb it, to be honest. And like, there'll be one person who gets like about 5 points of value. You can't pick them.
Yeah.
Salmon's not even playing that big minutes at lock.
Well, he was playing second row, or did he start lock and move?
He played second row. He was playing second row, wasn't he? For at least for a little bit, he was.
He played a lot of lock, and he was starting second row a couple, 2 of those games.
Like Kurt Mann started lock this week, and he got 24 minutes, mate. Yeah, I don't know.
Kurt Mann is just Jacob Saifidi, but 2 weeks behind.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
Let's watch and see. Bulldogs, 32 points. They still top of the ladder. Are they going to just run this, or you reckon they crash?
I reckon they slowly slide down as the Storm and a couple of other teams catch up, but I still reckon they might hold on to top 4.
Okay.
I am in two minds because really they should be losing now with the injuries and suspensions they have at the moment. Yet they still keep fucking winning.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing for them. But the thing that I have concerns about for them, and I do want to put this that I'm biased because I'm officially a Dogs hater, it's that they're playing such a high energy kind of game that I can't see how they maintain this till year's end. Like they are playing such high effort, like they have
Maybe
to do
that's why
so
they
much work all the time. I don't see how they can do this all year.
That's maybe why they rotate their middle so much, man. They rotate everything around.
And it must be, and I think I think it's partly because they've recruited such agile
Yeah.
mids who have such good stamina that they're allowing themselves to play like this.
Yeah.
But I still don't think you can play it for 27 rounds and then play it for another 4 weeks of finals.
I don't think that's going to win you in the finals, but we'll wait and see. I think they make it there easy, and then we'll go from.
The Dogs have to verse an actual proper team for us to see how it goes. Like,
Well, they got the Roosters this week with their endless salary cap, so we'll see how that goes.
like the only teams that really versed that have been good teams that you think are now like are really contentious for, or could even be considered as contentious for a premiership, are Raiders, who did not look great this week, and Sharks, who I don't think is in contention for a premiership because they absolutely suck dick.
Yeah.
Like any other team that you could argue was in favour for them winning a premiership, who I think everyone's writing off at the moment, is the Broncos, who absolutely towed up the Dogs.
Yeah. Now,
I'd really want to see the Dogs play Storm, which they don't do until fucking round 25.
Yeah, they lost to the Storm this year with the. Am I not looking at the right year? No, that's 2024 Dogs.
Yeah, they haven't played Storm
mind
yet
me.
this year. They only play it once, and that's around
yeah,
25.
they do.
Yeah.
Coming into the finals, they play the Roosters, the Storm, Panthers, and Cronulla Sharks.
Yeah, only 2 of those are probably top 8 teams, to be honest.
Well, we'll wait and see. Matt Burton, bit disappointing
No.
last week.
No goal kicking now. He's not getting it back for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wait and
just
see.
put a line through him and accept it.
Wait and see. Don't blame. I think that's it for the Dogs and Raiders team. Get Hosking, get Fogarty, get Tarpany. Yep. Pretty easy. Dragons Warriors Golden Point game. What a game. Really enjoyed watching this one. It was pretty good. Aaron Clark, another 70. So even though you're late to the party, mate, you're still getting the fucking reaping the rewards.
I must thank you for finally talking me into Aaron Clark. I think I was just being a bit stubborn. So I'm quite happy that I've now finally got here.
Yeah.
I get to enjoy some of the good scores.
Just want to honourable mention to Luke Metcalf before we start talking about actually fantasy relevant players. Remember everyone sold him round 3, 4 because he was shit. Everyone that started with him got off him. He's back to being 20% owned.
If they got him at the right time, I actually got to give him props because it's very good to swallow your mistake and trade someone back in.
In the last 4 rounds, he's made 100 and some K, man.
It doesn't help. It does help when you score 93 with 2 tries.
That's true. He is scoring a try game.
I can't believe how good the Wars are going at the moment.
All you need is for Scoop to say they're a spoon contender. That's what I did the other year, and they were top 4. And then they were no good, and then I said, "Oh, the Wars are no good," and then they're top 4 again.
Wait, they're sitting second with a PD of 1. A PD of 1. That's so good.
You know what's even funnier? This Panthers being 16th with a PD of -2.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, just honourable mention anyone still on Luke. You done really well. He is like the epitome of shaking the non-believers for going on and actually making you some good money. Yeah, well, he just shook everybody. I think Mitch Barnett makes Origin, so I'm not gonna.
He definitely makes Origin.
Yeah, he's playing really well.
Yeah, if he wasn't playing Origin, he'd be an interesting one to consider buying. But the thing is, the Warriors' buy schedule isn't great.
Yeah, it's well, it's not bad up to 15.
Origin.
Like you get the next 4 games straight, but then
but you're not buying someone like Mitch Barnett for 4 games.
No, you're not.
So,
no, you're not.
Wade Egan. What did I can't see the minutes he played this week.
He's 73 minutes.
73.
Yeah, he done well.
I think if you still got him, you probably just keep playing him, but he's no longer a buy now that Healy's fucking his minutes.
Yeah, it's only 7 minutes a game, but that's him moving from a 55 down to a 50 guy. So
there's not really any other Raiders of relevance, is there?
No, I'm like watching out on a few guys, Jackson Ford, a few other guys like that have got big motors if there's ever an injury. But yeah, I don't think there's anyone
I mean,
right now.
JFH
Fisher Harris when he comes back.
comes back next week, so I think
Watch him.
JFH will be interesting when he comes back. With one, he'll lose some money, but two, he's also going to shake up the minutes here a bit, which will be a bit concerning for Clark. But we'll see what happens.
I still think he plays 55 and he gets a decent 50 average, mate.
I think you might be right. I think Clark's just playing that good that there's going to be a point where you just got to go. He needs to be on the pitch a bit more.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Dragons team, Jaden Sewer really pushed his case to be in the Origin setup. He played really well in this game. 41 tackles, 150 meters, just did his job. Played pretty good. DeBellin off the bench, big minutes, but I think that's because Couchy got injured. And we'll have a quick chat about Couchy. Word is, it's pain management into his shoulder joint, which for me is pretty much worst case scenario because it means we don't fucking know. What are you going to do with him, Scoop?
Well, as one of the very few who still don't have him, I'm very relieved.
Don't have him.
But no, he's been one of him and Nicholson have been two that have basically put 200k and a bunch of 60s on me, and been keeping me out of the top ranks. And they both went down this week. But yeah, I think so. It's supposed to be 3 weeks. I've been seeing people say, "Oh yeah," but it's almost just like a HIA into a bye, and there's just one more week. But really. If he's going to be 3 weeks and then he's going to be minutes managed because it's a pain issue, I don't love it at all. I think you just hop at that good price to somebody and keep it moving.
Yep, that's my plan to sell. Now, does Jack DeFellon need to be looked at?
No.
No?
Nah, I reckon Hamish Stewart needs to be looked at instead.
Yeah.
I actually disagree with you both. I think you can both shut the fuck up. No, I'm joking. If I think the big thing is one that Couch has only gone 3 weeks is what the current estimate is, and as you said, one of those weeks is a buy.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much don't buy anyone in his stead.
Yeah.
And I think that I do think that one of the beneficiaries that will likely come about from in this 2 week period is likely going to be someone we already own, which is going to be D. Egan.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any point chasing it. On Couch himself, I personally think you guys are all right and you should probably sell him. I'm a bit short on trades, so I'm currently leaning holding him because it's only really losing 2 games. And if the opportunity is that he comes back and he's going to be fine and play pretty decent minutes, see, it's not like Couch actually needs huge ass minutes. Like he's been putting up fucking monster scores because he's getting 60 plus when really he only needs 55 to 60 to put up a good 50 or so score because he's got such a good PPM. I'm probably going to lean holding him. I don't think everyone should do that. I think a lot of people should fucking sell him because you have so much money and you should have a bit more trades than I do. You should just get him out and get in someone that's going to be more useful. But I don't think holding him is the worst idea. Or maybe I'm just delusional and a bit fucked.
Yeah, you're like a trades, right? So,
and I think Couchman will be a keeper for the season if he comes back and performs anywhere near what he performed before.
Yeah. Dylan Egan, good player, bounce back, big minutes, keep holding. Hamish Stewart, break even now is well low. What is it? 8. Break even of 8. So he's going to make some fast cash now, isn't he? Especially with no. So, hang on, let's just have a look at this. He gets big minutes and gets a 45 average. Let's be conservative. He makes 100k in 3 games.
Yeah, no, that's a bit concerning. He looks like a good cash in. He looks like an actually really good score. That 50 and 40 without any attacking stats is quite optimistic.
Yeah.
Look, I would be saying actually buy him. That's pretty tempting.
Broncos, Newcastle, Dolphins are the teams.
And he plays a lot of the major buys. He's not round 12.
Scoop?
That is tempting.
Yeah, I think this week is the last week to get him. But I think if you get him right now and you have good edge coverage, he's a fine buy. I quite like it as an option and some getting
Edge.
some points on the board.
He's a mid man.
Would you go him over Jacob Saifidi? If I know round 12 he doesn't play round 12.
No, but it's not far off.
I think
Jay plays round
Saifidi's. I
12.
think Saifidi's got a better buy schedule.
He does. He does.
Huge
If
shout.
Hamish Stewart was more than just that many weeks with the couch boost, I would pick him. Like, if I knew that he had the role for a while, I'd pick him, but I don't.
The thing is, he has got the role. Remember, he's won the lock roll off JDB.
Yeah.
He's getting what 40, the mid 40s minutes. He's running a 1.12 ppm. I'm thinking he's got 10 points of value here. Potential to score close to 50.
Yeah, I think mid 40s would you be looking at from him just to be conservative and just.
Yeah. I think, and like he's gonna play pretty much everything. Like he plays the last two major buys, which are big issue. Like buy 15 is a pain in the ass. I buy round 18 is a pain in the ass. I don't mind this. But as you say, the issue is you can wait a week. It's a real concern.
Yeah, you'd probably have to You'd probably have to go over Saifidi. Honestly,
Which doesn't really solve it because you need Saifidi for round 12.
I mean, if you were set for round 12 mids, that's your buy.
If you were, I'd be tempted to say go on him.
Because the only other player really from this game is LKT, and if you didn't get him last week, you need to get him because it's going to make some really fast cash, but it's not going to last long. What's his actual average? He's averaging 40. I don't think he averages that. Let's say 35. Yeah, yeah, LKT. I think he makes 100k, but then Ilias will be back soon.
You reckon Ilias will be back?
Yeah, mate. I do. Certainly do.
Yeah, I think Hamish Stewart is a buy if you can get him in. I don't think I can, so it might be a bit painful to watch him go.
Yep, let it go through the keeper. Anything else from this?
Game.
Yeah. Was good to see the young prop come in play. He looked like a good player. He just needs to get a role now. Yep. Probably 10 points of value, but I don't know. I don't have any space for him in my roster.
Yeah, Pacifica Tonga.
Yeah.
I've seen some teams, one or two teams each year, just try and like get ridiculously high squad value.
Yep.
This year somebody's going to get 17 million.
Yeah. Well, this guy's going to make you like 100k, but whether you can fit him into your team and not lose all balance in the world, then yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be going Stewart over Pacifica Tonga.
If you had the money, if you needed a full true cash down, you got to look at him. He's going to get you 30. Well, he probably won't, but maybe.
I just don't know how long he holds the role for.
Yeah, it might be his, man, especially with our couchman.
What, for 2 weeks?
No, because I got faith that this kid's just going to come in and play, man. He looked really good. Yeah. Yeah, and this is what he's doing this year, right? Flanagan, he's bringing these younger guys in, giving them a couple of games, and then giving them roles, right? He did it with Hamish Stewart. He's done it with Couchman. Like a few games off the bench, and then this is your role. So he's really reinvigorating this entire team. It's actually really good to watch. We'll move on to Water Bottle Gate game on Saturday night there, with both teams up to some fucking really shitty shenanigans. I was speaking before with Latrell about not being in the spirit of the game. This was fucking atrocious. And the NRL seriously needed to do something about trainers having their fucking grubby little mitts on the ball. It's just not on, mate.
Everyone was giving the Panthers shits, like saying this is disgusting, and then like a couple hours later, footage of the of the Cows trainer trying to do the exact same thing came out.
Well, I will say that obviously the Panthers pay more to the referees because we got pulled up and the ball got changed, and the Panthers didn't. So either they're better at just cheating or what. But yeah,
not on at all.
No, I think any trainer should just be banned from touching the ball.
Well, they're not allowed to touch the ball.
Yeah, but like it needs to be a rule, right? Don't think it's actual rule.
Sin bin the trainer.
Yeah, or just suspend them, man. Yeah, just suspend them. Like, yeah, I agree completely, man.
I'm with you entirely. It's fucking not on.
Yeah.
I still remember the 2019 grand final where the Raiders
Yeah.
kick through and it hits the trainer in the back. And
Yep.
that looked like a really good chance for the Raiders to score a try. Oh man, that 2019 grand final still pisses me off to this day. That
Yeah.
was so bad.
And then you got the one that just stopped. Like, trainers should just be banned. Fuck them off. We don't need them unless someone's down on the ground. Panthers in this game looked good, looked shit, looked good, looked shit. Pretty apt description.
Yeah,
Like,
they're a mess, man. Like, I think you described this a couple weeks back. Essentially, they've got some of the best players in the whole comp in certain positions, but they've fucking got high schoolers playing around them. Like,
yeah,
it's not working.
I got
Their edge is the worst edge in the comp at the moment. It looks like you could just cut it through like a knife through butter. It's pretty pathetic. Like, they're not far outside the eight, but that's only because the comp is so close at the moment, and they're not losing games by much. Like, they're probably going to find a way into the eight realistically, but I don't know, man. Like, what are people's thoughts on Talangi? Like, I don't think he's actually ready for first grade.
I do. I think he's a brilliant young player. He just needs space and time with the ball, and he's not getting it right now. So
I think he's been all over the shop, and I think that's not because he's a bad player. I think he just needs a bit more time in reserve grade. I
no,
think they've really tried to push him in.
man, he did miss some tackles this game, but he's normally a pretty good defender.
Oh, I don't think he had like a terrible game, and like he scored a try. I still think he was lucky to score that try with the way he tried to pick the ball up instead of just pushing it down. But I
Yeah,
think it just further speaks to a lack of experience that might be benefited from being in reserve grade longer.
yeah, maybe, but
I don't know. I don't know. I think Panthers need to sort some shit out. It's going to
It's
be hard for
interesting.
them.
It's interesting seeing the Panthers and their picks and their players be normal for once.
yeah,
Like they brought him from the Eels and were like, oh no, they're probably going to fix him up and turn him into a weapon. And like he's okay, he's doing pretty decent, but like he's not one of the 5'8" that you fear going up against.
no, not at all.
What is anyone else really scared for how the Panthers are going to go over the next fucking 2.5 months of football? Because if they've got Yo and Cleary and Liam Martin and potentially, I don't think it's likely, but potentially Edwards all playing Origin.
Well, Edwards will.
I don't think Edwards will personally, but so like I think you're pretty much chalking round 12 as almost a guaranteed loss against the Knights because they've got literally fucking
Not
no
after last week.
It'll be nil
Like-
all.
I mean, like, and then, like, you have to imagine they're going to have to try and force their players to back up because if they don't, they could easily fall to the bottom.
Look, they did. They did get a nice backup game. They're playing the Eels, so that's the wooden spoon cup right there on the Sunday after game one, right?
But yeah, I think Ivan's already sort of come out and said, yeah, that Warriors game in New Zealand turnaround from the Perth Origin sucks. We're going to rest them, and the others they'll back up. I think he's pretty much said that.
Yeah. I know, but man, as a Panthers fan, you'd be a bit nervous about this Origin period.
Yeah, because Yo will probably be back up definitely because he's not going to play huge minutes in Origin, unlike Cleary,
No.
right?
But Yo won't play 80 in the backup games.
So interestingly enough, the draw knew the Panthers and the Eels were going to be shit this year because after both Origin games, it's the Panthers and the Eels. So they go Eels, Warriors, Eels after Origin this year.
Let's go.
So
I guess that means the real question is, I think a lot of people are talking about now, is if you own Yo and Cleary, are you selling him this week?
I'm selling Cleary because he misses 5 of the next 7 games, and that's just too many for me.
If I had Yo and Cleary, I would sell Yo just because like Haas and May are captainable.
Yep.
But like 4 of the next 6 and 5 of the next 8 is rough.
Yeah.
Although there's 2 good matches in there. I think it's Tigers and Eels, as you said, those 2 games. But I mean, sure, they might hurt a bit, but those 4 weeks that you are holding on him are going to hurt more.
Yeah, you're going to miss out on hundreds and hundreds of points, like on players, especially if you're not bringing in a keeper. If you're going to try and rely on Sav or something, because like when's Walker back? Round 15 or something? Round 14, 15?
I wanted to say around 15 as well. I think
Yeah.
both Cheese and him are due sometime around there.
So
But yeah, Cheese is now not an option.
There's no counting on Sava to get you the whole way through now. Because Walker could come back and he's an instant sell once Walker's back in the team.
Yeah.
So
I don't disagree with that.
you're gonna need to bring someone in, and I just don't think you can hold 870k on the bench for.
Well, I'm going to
5
be
rounds.
holding Yo and Cleary, but that's because I don't own Haas, so I have that extra spot.
But you're still missing out on so much, man.
Oh, I know, but I think
You also
next
don't
time,
have
yeah.
you also don't have 20 trades. So
Yeah. Neither do you, mate. So
I got 19.
19.
I got 19, mate.
Basically rounds up.
Yeah, just round up 1
Yeah.
point. It's all good.
Oh man, fuck, I got a bit fucked with a couple injuries, and then the AD trade, that one hurt.
Yeah, 80 was
Yeah.
bad.
Bringing in JFH for him to get injured a couple of weeks later, that was no, I haven't done well.
There's just no buys in this team and in this game, out of this game. So we'll just let TLT talk for them ones.
I guess the only thing to really talk about for the Cowboys is Drinky.
Yeah, but you should already have him.
I don't already have him.
You should have brought him a couple weeks back.
I'm very aware of that now.
Mate, you're a bit late to the party, bro.
It's the 713k curse. Karaz, Drinkwater, and Sharp are all that much now, and that's the stop point.
Yeah,
I have Shiraz and Karaz and Sharp.
Yeah,
But,
I don't think you need him, man. Honestly.
I do, but I don't have I need it. My only other wing fullback now because Marzi's gone down is Tamale.
Ooh, yuck.
Yeah.
But you just wait till round 14. Or round 13, sorry. You wait till the Tigers game.
Tamale for 2 more for what, round 11?
Where
are we now?
Round 10, round 11 this week. So you play him this week. You can't get Drinkwater next week anyway.
Yeah, so I'll just stick it.
You just wait, man. Yeah, his break even's 46. He's not running away in price.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Just wait for the Tigers game, and then you get him right through till the end of the season.
Yeah, we just got to figure out how I'm going to get the cash to get through Drinkwater. That's the future me problem.
Sell yourself on the side of the road, mate.
Oh, mate, don't tempt me with a good time. I think that's pretty much it for that game.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah. Storm v Tigers.
Yeah, mate. The thrashing. It's
I know I was at this game. This was pretty boring to watch. If you didn't,
Pappenhouse and Handy.
Oh man,
mate,
it's not.
I want to steal a little bit of the spotlight here because I mean Munster, yes, he's fantastic for this game. It's great that he's finally cracked 600k and he's got a 72. But I just want to quickly shout out to Supercoach where Captain Pappenhausen, Hughes, and Munster together scored about 580 points. So I had a flying week.
I was just happy to see Tyrrell May get under 70, mate. As a Haas owner and Haas captain, bro. I was just, Tyrrell May come back down to earth. He made 52 tackles. He just didn't have the offloads that he normally has. So, Pappenhausen 100, Munster, as you said, 72. I'm actually thinking about holding Munster for Origin for a little bit.
Okay, I can't do it, man. I'm going to sell him around 12.
I'd be selling him.
I can, though. I can hold him.
I just want to backtrack a little bit and just go to Pappenhausen real quick. Is anyone interested in him now that he's keeping goal kicking?
Not because of the buys.
The buys? Yeah, the buys aren't great.
The buys hurt, man.
Do you think the Pappenhausen will play Origin?
No, unless he does it like again this week, and
Once
then we can
again.
start to have a conversation. It's just
I-
another 4 tries.
He has
He's
been
got to be
killing
in
it.
the chat for it. He's been playing phenomenal this year. Phenomenal.
Have you seen his try rate?
Yeah, I've seen it. He's got one game this season where he hasn't scored a try.
Yeah.
One.
Averaging 1.3 tries a game.
He's on fire, man. And this is more about how Pap plays. Pap always is there supporting the play no matter what.
Yeah.
He puts so much effort into even nothing plays. He's always there for an odd pop up or an odd kick that goes awry.
And the
He's
goal
such a good
kicking,
player to
dude.
watch.
So they play the Sharkies this week. I think it's going to be not 60-0. So
Oh,
hopefully for you, mate. But then
yeah.
the reason I'm holding Munster is Gold Coast Cowboys.
This game's a sellout. I was going to fly into Sydney for this game. I tried to book tickets about 6 weeks ago and they had already sold out.
Yeah, right.
Like,
That's because there's only 23 people at Shark Park allowed to go to the games, mate.
That's it. Oh
Um,
man, I'm nervous for that game. Sharks really need to get their head out of their ass and show that they're actually a premiership threat. But I'm sure we'll talk about them next.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
um,
but no, Straw Man looked deadly.
Yep. And
I
no
still
Grant,
think
man.
they're vulnerable.
No
Yeah,
Grant.
no Grant.
Well, huge.
They're still vulnerable though.
Yeah.
I still think they're actually a more beatable team this year than last year, which is weird given you'd think they'd only improve with their signings.
Yeah. Anything in the Tigers team? I don't think so, man. I think May had a down game, but that's his basement right there. 64.
Yeah.
You can't be unhappy about that.
Safe has finally cracked 100k price rises.
He's halfway to your 20 points of value, mate. He'll get there.
Oh, he's a weapon, man. He's a weapon.
One sneaky edge I am watching for maybe around 16 buy is Ali Katoa. Because mate, he looked pretty good on the weekend.
He looks good, but by that, Preston will be back. And I'd rather have Preston back in my team.
Yeah,
I like the
maybe.
look of him. We just have infinity of
Edges.
Well, to be honest, everything this year, like the only position that's not like climbing out of their skin are half and hooker.
Hook is a bit dire, man. We've got Aaron Clark and Egan and fucking Reed Marnie, mate. Do you know anyone who got onto Garlic?
No, but he's got well, actually, I don't know. He's probably made 100k by now. Hey.
Yeah. Yep. He has. He started. I think when he got the role, he was 280. He's now at 381, and he's still got what 2 more games? 1 more game.
1 more game.
So, yep. Well done. If you went early in round 7, you made your monies. Good job on there. There's another fucking 100k I'll never get. I think that's it for this game, boys.
Yep.
Tiger's bad is the last comment.
Tiger's bad. You know what? They got thrashed by like 80 or something last year. They'll be fine. They'll bounce back.
Did you actually just on this? Did you see Luai's dad post on Twitter the escape clause activated or what the fuck it was?
Yeah.
What is it with Luai and people that are associated with him just throwing shit on social media? Like, for fuck's sake.
No idea. Now, did you buy Jazz Tavanga? You did not.
No, I went with Clark in the end. You talked me into it.
If you
I went Clark.
if you did buy Jazz, would you be disappointed?
Let me have a quick look at his minutes.
Borderline.
50
Borderline.
minutes,
Like,
go to 41.
It was okay. It was okay, but I probably would have liked another 4 or 5 points.
I expected more minutes, to be honest. Like, I'm not disappointed. Like, oh yeah, I'd be hoping 55 minutes to pushing that 60. Yeah, like, how much money did he make this week?
34.
Yeah, like, it's not bad. You would definitely have hoped for a bigger slice of the pie. I think it's really going to be. I think you'll be more annoyed, or you should reserve your feelings about Jazz until you see team list this week.
Yeah.
I think that's really where the concern will be. If you see Jazz has got the 13 again, I think you can be quite relieved and hope that you can get to round 13, which will probably be when he's a sell when Sipley's back. But yeah, I'm not convinced that he will hold at that spot, which is ultimately why I got talked out of him and why I gave up on Jazz. Is because I think LOA will push Gerbo back to 13.
Yep. Definitely not a buy this week. That ship is sailed.
Okay, well, yeah, no, I think it is definitely sailed. I think it had to be last week.
Yep.
Because I think Sipley will fuck it.
Yep. Ruben Garrick for the us Ruben Garrick enjoyers. Just hold him, please. Don't sell him. He's still averaging 48, mate. Like just relax.
Not rage.
Chill out.
Sell him.
He had
HIA next week confirmed.
He had 18 points in negatives or something like that. So just hold him. He'll be
He had
fine.
a shocker.
Yeah, he had a shocker, but he'll be right.
Hero had his number the entire game.
And to be fair, the Eagles had a shocker, man. Manly didn't look good in this.
No. And that's
DCE looked like he was already playing for the Roosters. So
DC's been awful since that announcement he's leaving.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit concerned with the Sharks that this game got as close as it did prior to the last 10 minutes. Because as you say, Manly were not on here.
Yeah, but you brought your props back on and you just dominated. So I think you were safe. Like they came back when you had your rotation on.
I'm not seeing we had a lot of possession in the first half and we only scored 2 tries, which really concerns me that our attack looks brilliant at sometimes and then it looks just fucking hopeless at other points.
Yeah.
And we really need to be converting those opportunities to points more consistently. Really, with the amount of possession we had in the first half, because Manly gave away a lot of stupid penalties in the first half, a lot of them. And we just failed to really, we should have put this game to bed in the first half. But we Sharks did what Sharks do and really failed to put the nail into the coffin until the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Scoopy, Fadil Blake, you are interested over the Origin period?
Nah, I prefer Tarpanay, to be honest. He's just bigger minutes and he's in really, really good form.
Yep.
So, yeah, Fanil Blake's, he exists, but even in this team, if McInnes doesn't make Origin, which it doesn't look like very likely, I'd almost prefer McInnes over Fanil Blake. He got 50. He didn't do crash shot this week, but he still got 57 minutes. But yeah, I'd take Tarp over both of them.
And an AFB 52 with a try isn't exactly inspiring either.
Yeah, but try's part of his base, mate.
It's very much not. 3 tries in 10 games. It's good for a prop, but it's not great.
Shows you how shit the Sharks are going. Warriors had him over every game, mate. Well done to the people who got into Billy Burns. Made him some fat stacks, mate.
Billy Burns was actually brilliant this game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for him to lose that spot. He's made some good money.
He will 100% lose the spot. He's not giving Wilson another team. Wilson's electric.
But yeah, he's made 130 odd K. So well done to anyone who got onto Billy. I don't think there's anything else in this game. Hines, do you just want to? He's looked at Hines.
Nah, I think Katoa's just ahead now for priority. And yeah. Also, how good is all of these crazy cheap fullbacks? Terrell's turned his price around after falling, but we've got Ponga and now Turbo's about to fall below 500k and well beyond by the look of it. And if they're actually fit and alive and their team is doing well, they'll be nice. We don't even, at this point, with our teams at about, over 13 and a half now, probably, for most of us. The year that we did super well, our team values were 15 million and we had 19 guns pretty much. We only need 4 or 5 more of these discount guys, like a discount Turbo, like a Hosking, like a Jacob Saifidi, and we're there.
Yep, we're really close.
That's why I'm a little bit happier with missing out on guys like Pikura and King Togia, because there's a couple of other guys there and we're doing so well already.
Yeah. William Kennedy, finally a Kennedy game. Finally,
Dally M points are coming
Yeah.
sliding off.
He's still top of the league of the Dally M.
he
guys. I
got
wouldn't be talking too
negative
much
Deli
shit.
M. He got negative Deli M points in this game, mate. They took him away.
Actually, I think he got 2.
He did, and he.
What?
I don't know why. Like,
How?
why? What did he do? Like,
I don't know, Billy Burns should have got 2 in this game. Hines deserved the 3 he got because he played really well this game, I thought.
Oh.
But okay, serious question: Will Kennedy for New South Wales Blue?
not a chance, man. Not a chance, right? Not a chance. That's
Oh man.
that's the week in review. Round 10 is in the books. Some controversy with some dodgy fucking trainers out there putting some water on some balls. Not the good way. Yeah, I said, dude, not the good way. I did pour out a message earlier. This is a really quickly, like, fast slope to someone in the middle of like a semi-final or grand final, 2 points down, drop field goal, and he just runs out with a bottle of baby oil, sprays it all over the ball. Like, they need to really crack down on that shit because you give these motherfuckers an inch and they're going to take 50 kilometers. So it's professional sport. They are literally playing for sheep stations. And I hope the NRL actually do something about the trainers touching balls because it's just not on. Like, honestly, trainers and Pope should be in the same fucking category, just not allowed to touch balls. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Crossover of the century.
Yeah, dude. Just relevant, just a bit of relevant news.
What do you boys think of the week to come? Any games you're excited for?
Well, I'll talk about it on Wednesday night because I'm going to do the pod with B on Wednesday, mate.
Captain Dylan Lucas versus the Eels. The end.
Fair enough.
What's your big take for the week coming up, mate?
Go back in time and start holding more trades. Don't
Yeah.
buy JFH for a start.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So right now, my trades: Couchman, Cleary, and Hubner out. Coming in are Saifidi, Fogarty, and Mr. Campbell. Wednesday night they'll be completely different because I changed my trades like my wife changed her underwear. So, yep.
Yeah, I've gone Greg to Hosking, and then I'm gonna sit and wait for team lists. I think.
Fucking only one trade, you motherfucker. That mean you're going to be
Probably
going?
It's
Yeah.
going to be Horse out, very likely, and if it's not Horse, then it'll be probably Hubner.
I don't think you trade Horse this week.
I don't think so either. I think at this point, if you held him last week, you're holding him and running the gauntlet that he's not going to play Origin because he's no certainty to play Origin in my opinion.
I think he is.
He's been great, but
I think he must be there, dude. The bloke's
did he
built.
play last year?
He was because he wasn't in the team. He wasn't in the Raiders team last year.
I don't know. I'm not convinced, to be honest.
Well,
I think he's a good shout, but
they're gonna pick him from Canberra's reserve grade team. I don't think so. Like,
I'm just not convinced that he will play Origin. I think if you didn't sell Horse last week, I think at this point you hold him till Queensland team's announced.
yeah.
But
So,
he's playing this week. No point to sell a green dot.
That's the only reason I'm holding off instantly buying Tarpane, because what if Horse is there? That'd be a massive annoyance.
well,
Well,
Tarpany's
you can
still
have
killing
both.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have both as the plan.
Yeah, I'll have both.
Mm.
I've got White though. I've got White, Pierce, Portland, Hosking, which means White needs to play mid. I've got Aaron Clark. I've got Riley Smith. So that means it's either Horse or Tarpane, which is really annoying.
You've got Riley Smith. See, that changes everything, man. I didn't realize you had a hooker. See, Aaron Clark's filling the hooker role for me, and right now I'm death riding Aaron Clark. I got no backup. Like,
Same. That's a fucking, what was it, round 15 problem?
yeah, he just needs to be there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you do need to move the Horse on, but that's a big risk, man. If the Horse doesn't play, then my edge round 12 is going to be probably White and Hosking. The Horse plays. That's probably what I'll do.
I don't need Horse, but it would help.
Like in Lucas and Aiken. Oh, please.
Yeah. If that happens, maybe I just buy Jaden Campbell back this week instead.
Yeah, but his price isn't going anywhere, right? You can wait till round
Yeah.
round 13
Yeah.
for Jaden.
Yeah, Jaden's
Yeah.
moving.
I'm kind of stuck because I want Teddy, can't. Campbell is sort of later. Aitken is sort of, well, probably
really
round
want-
13.
Really want that fence of Jaw, to be honest.
When do you get 40? When do you get 4 trades?
I think you get it. Well, you're
week.
supposed to get it in the Origin weeks, but I mean, that depends if they updated their site because their help page still says round 13, I think.
Okay. Because that's a good way to burn through my last fucking 15 trades, 16 trades, dude. Go 4 at a time.
None of that. None of that.
Yeah. Dylan Egan for an 80 this week because he's going to play big minutes with Couch out at the end.
Yeah.
Hot take. Is anyone interested in captaining Hosky?
Nah, not this week, mate.
No. VC juice.
Yeah, put the VC.
Oh, you don't VC him because you'll lock him into your team, and if he ends up getting
Oh,
rid
yeah. True.
but man, he's going to be tempting to captain during the Origin period. I'm not going to lie.
So,
In round 12, I might captain him.
out of the top 1,000 teams, average of 18 trades left coming into this round.
Wow.
Yep.
So I'm going to trade up. That's
I'm going to
crazy.
trade down.
Yep. So, yeah, there's a
Fucking
couple.
Adam Dewey, man.
Apparently, there's
Fucking
someone
Adam
with 26 trades, and they're ranked 537.
Mental.
So that person's in fucking great spot. Yeah, and a few people with 25, and they're well and truly in the top 1,000 as well. Yep.
Poor moves for myself.
Rank 2. Okay, I just had a look. Rank 2. So they got Tim's. Is that his name? He's got 14 trades left coming into this week.
Oh, that's useless.
Rough.
Rank 1's got
Rank
17.
11, rank 11 has 21. Rank 17 is 23. So they're two to watch out for.
Rank 3's got 16. And if you're wondering how we know we're looking at this stats, it's the
He's got a golden ball that he's looking at.
yeah, I just
Using witchcraft.
rub my golden balls. No, it's the yet another fantasy site. So check them out. Yet another fantasy stat site. Really good resource to check out the team shit and players in general. All right. Really good 1.5-hour pod that we're going to keep to an hour from now on, apparently. Any final words of wisdom?
Sharks to win the comp.
Yeah.
More thousands this week, please.
More thousands. I just want 60. I just want 17 players, man. Wait, please.
I just want a Haas injury. That's all I'm after.
Shut your face. If Haas gets injured, I'm coming to your house.
Good. You can come celebrate with me. I'll have the
right.
booze open already.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for listening, and get ready for TLT tomorrow. Hopefully it's spicy. I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty boring, but hopefully we get some spiciness. What club said that they're going to bring out the reserve grade? Knights. Let's see some fucking pure Knights filth tomorrow. Ponga dropped. Bradman Best dropped. Let's go.
I just know KBP will be dropped, so I can just feel it in my balls.
Yeah, Jacob Saifidi dropped. That'll throw the cat amongst the pigeons. All right. Thanks for listening. Catch us tomorrow.